Oh shoot, it worked. Okay. Yay! Oh my gosh. Wait, is this working? Dang. Ooh, hooty hoo, hooty hoo. Oh my, this is so cool. Yay. Okay. I hope this is working. Let me see if I use, yep, it says it's working. Okay. All right, great. So let me see. Oh, I am figuring out how to share my screen. And I'm going to pull this one out. All right. Oh, shoot. That's not what we wanted to do. Oh, shoot. Nope. All right. So I guess I should introduce myself and what I'm doing here. So I'm Chris. I am currently in a space where talking at full volume is not the best thing. So pretty soon I'll be doing these in a space where I can speak up a little bit. So hopefully y'all can hear me. Um, I am using this channel to let people in for when I research a bunch of stuff. I tend to spend a lot of time researching just random stuff. It is the way that I gain knowledge. So, for those who don't know me, I am on a mission to spread intellectual capital to those who weren't meant to have it. And I give myself bonus points when they don't have to foot the bill. And this is one of the ways that I have long said I would uh, do that is to let people tag along as I gain intellectual capital of my own as I interact with the community. And I am currently in a space to be able to accommodate that vision. So here I'll be doing what I'm calling research days, but I kind of feel like they need to be called something else. Like that's not so catchy for me. There are also some in person tag alongs that people can do with me as I go to community meetings. I am pairing up with one of the judges in Houston to schedule out some days where we can go and observe her courtroom, going to federal court when we can. Let me see, what else do I have? City council, county commission, super neighborhood meetings, volunteer opportunities, because there's a lot of times that I volunteer. Now, that's my bellywick. I love to volunteer. I love to, like, help build, ramps for people and plant grass and paint houses. Like, that just like makes my entire heart sing, right? So I tend to follow organizations who are often requesting that, and I'll show up on scene. I can't wait for the day that I get to do it pretty much every single day, all day. Like that's my job. I don't know what that job is just yet, but I do know that I am trying to move myself toward that because that is a joy for me. So, but along the way, while I'm out there helping clean up or whatever it is we're doing, I tend to run into some really cool people and get to know people who are interested in the same thing. So, those will also be tag along opportunities. For more on that, go to catchchris.com and then go to the membership tab. That page is being updated, but they're right now the tag-alongs are currently called Power Quest on the membership page over on Buy Me a Coffee. You can also go to buymeacoffee.com/catchchris. So but that is not 100% what this channel is about. In fact, it's probably about 2% of what this channel is about. I mean, I'm sure some people will see this and say, oh my gosh, I'd love to tag along with Chris. And sure, that does help with some of the bigger initiatives that I want to do, but that's not the focus of this channel. The focus of this channel is like legit. I nerd out on some really cool stuff, and I now, I think my superpower, one of my superpowers that I have had to come to uh, terms with is that I tend to make pretty dry information somewhat enjoyable. And so, like today, I want to dig into this redistricting thing. Like, we're all talking about like how Trump is pushing for redistricting in Texas, and Abbott is going with it. Uh, my headphones just told me that the battery is low, so we'll see how long this lasts. So, but yeah, we have, Abbott, who is called the special session and said and put that on the agenda to redistrict. I have done some pre-research and I'm gonna show you some of that. And I may run across everything that I saw before. But I have a big question about like I'm a pretty practical, strategic type person. So for me, when, they're all up in arms, like there's a lot going on right now. And at some point, I'm going to do this thing called the distractions board. And yes, I'm aware that my head is not all the way in this. That part of what I'm testing is framing because if you've seen anything that I do, I'm very big about minimizing me and maximizing the work. There are bunches of reasons for that. People take their own guesses as to why. Uh, but either way, I'm kind of like using this to frame out some things. So where was I? So redistricting. So they're talking about redistricting, and we all have heard the words gerrymandering, or at least a good portion of us, right? Especially at this point, post George Floyd, all of that. And so when we hear redistricting and we hear people throwing around that they're trying to um, gerrymander so that the Republicans can end up with more votes and all of this shebang. I'm just, oh my gosh. I know that's how we all feel. It's like, yo, seriously. Oh, that's what I was telling y'all. At some point soon, I am going to do something that I'm calling my distractions board because there's so much going on. And like, it's so interesting to me that now the Democrats are now throwing around there was some of their talking points are that it are surrounding the distractions that Trump is trying to come up with when it comes to the Epstein thing and all of this stuff. But like to me, I think the Epstein thing is a distraction all in of itself. And so like what are we distracting from? Right. And so whenever I'm watching the news, like I'm really good at compartmentalizing. Like I compartmentalize really, really well. So, whether I agreed with the outcome of the election or not, I still need to know what in the Sam Hill biscuit is going on. And so I pay attention, but yeah, some of it does disturb my spirit. And so I can't not look, but I also can't take it all in as 100% important, right? So what I tend to do is I tend to think about like what's a distraction. And there's so much going on right now that I honestly can't keep track. Um, and so I'm going to do a board of distractions. And I honestly kind of feel like this redistricting thing may be a distraction. Like, I don't know. I want to look deeper into it. It's important for me to say that I was one of the most pivotal people in my life was a diehard Republican. I was raised by a Democratic dad, and my mom kind of goes either way. I don't know. But I'm also someone who's really, really practical. And so I look more at what are the details. I'm not someone who is a party loyalist. That's cultish to me on either side. And that was pre, 2016. Like I've always felt like, just kind of going with the crowd because they said so. That just doesn't make any sense. Like, Um, so yeah, so now information is out there and it's readily available. And so I want to go looking through and sifting through a lot of different things. And today I'm going to start with redistricting. Hopefully it ends up not being super, super dry. Hopefully the mic really is working on this. I don't see it moving. Like, that's the thing that's bothering me is I don't see the mice moving. Oh, well, I guess it is. Oh, okay. It is moving. So I do know I'm talking low, so on post I might have to turn this up sky high, but hopefully it's valuable in some way. So, all right, let's see if I can share my screen and what that looks like. I'm gonna do a whole window because we're definitely gonna go tapping through a lot of different things. I think it's this one. All right. So, what do I look like? Okay, so it gives a PNP. That's cool. Make it bigger. Okay, I don't like that I can't see me though. I wonder if I can fix that. Hold tight. Yeah, do this. Okay, so actually, let's back up. We're gonna do first what is redistricting. And there was actually a pretty cool video that I found before that was kind of eye-opening. What is redistricting? No, oh, wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put my foot in it. I think I saved. Let's see if my brain was working. Oh, look, that's me. Okay. Texas map released. Oh my gosh. Wait. Oh, snap. Wait, we're gonna, oh no. Okay, don't play it yet. Not yet. We're not ready. We're not. Okay, let's go back. Okay, I did. And I wondered, I said to hold on. I don't know if y'all can hear that. And that's one of the things I want to test out. So it's in a playlist. How do I find my playlist? This one. Okay, okay. You're doing so much. No, neither of those. And I want to watch videos because I want to test that out. I want to see if it works. Okay, let's do the base level. And before I do that, we're going to save this to civics. Wait, nope. Save it to civics. Okay, great. All right, so let me see. I want to double check that y'all can actually hear this. How do I know? How about I reshare? Okay, also share tab audio. Window to share audio, share a tab or screen instead. Oh, well, that got deep. Do I want to share my whole screen? No, because I currently have work stuff coming in. Okay, so we'll do this one, and then I'll just reshare. All right, back up, back up.
Here's a quick explanation on redistricting. Every 10 years, in a process called redistricting, states draw voting districts using population data from the census to account for population changes. These districts determine where you vote and who represents you at all levels of government. Every state does this, but the methods vary from state to state. It's supposed to be a fair and equal process, but sometimes map drawers are influenced to create districts that help protect certain political interests. This is called gerrymandering, and it threatens our democracy. Gerrymandering leads to unequal representation in government and can directly impact the resources your community gets. Everyone deserves a right to fair representation in government, no matter who you are or where you live. Stand up against gerrymandering by providing public testimony to the map drawers in your state or evaluating district maps submitted by the map drawers online. Be a voice in your community. Demand fair maps that represent.
One of the things that I look at whenever I look at these videos is who put it together. So it's the League of Women Voters who do tend to lean more liberal. Not always, though, right? That's very important to think about is that women voters are not a monolith. And then I also look at how many years ago it was because what was the political climate when this came out? So this would have been 2022. Um, would have been Dems in office, sandwiched between the two Trump terms. And of course, 3 years ago would have been 2 years after George Floyd. It would have been, um, there are a lot of things that like you kind of want to think about, like what was going on at that time, because it could not necessarily, but it could inform if this is leaning one way or the other as a result, like if this came up as a result of all of that. I don't think that this video did. This seems to be a straight up and down explanation of what redistricting is, what gerrymandering is, and what their position as an organization is. Their position is that maps should be drawn fairly according to the census, not according to political parties, which this is brings me back to why it is that I truly feel like this whole gerrymandering shebang is more of a distraction because, bruh, really, we gonna redraw, like, you're gonna boldface say that you're going to gerrymander, like, crazy isn't always stupid. This is the term that I constantly think about, right? And so, um, oh, the new maps. I just got a message on my watch just saying the major upcoming events. We're gonna have to watch that other video about the new Texas maps next. Yeah, I can't. We can't keep continuing this conversation without looking at what they just came up with. Okay, so wait, let me finish my thought. They're to outright say we're doing this so that we can gain more seats. One is a challenge for me. Two, I want to. So a lot of the seats that are being discussed are the Texas congressional district map. Okay. Giving them, okay, so we're gonna, wait, you can't see the screen. And this is why I don't like to do a tab because I forget. Okay. So you see all this stuff has come up. We're gonna dissect that in just a second. Wow, it's so crazy to me that this is this is what I intended to talk about today. So, oh, crikey. So it's the Texas map. Let me see how quickly I can do this. And y'all might have to sit tight while I answer some questions from some team members too. Okay, so Google, I believe, I know it'll do each individual one. I don't know if it'll do all of them. Okay. Oh, crud. This is, well, that's no bueno. Shit. Uh, Incognito tab. Okay, that's how we solve that. Alrighty, so we're gonna just switch. Okay, technology just knows way too much about information. Okay, we're just gonna have to watch this because this is the new reality. Okay, great. Um, so we're gonna watch this one because I do want to know what happened, but I want you to keep in mind that some of the districts that are being discussed, I actually can't show you this. I just need to get off of that. What did I look up? So some of a good portion of the districts that are being discussed are here in Houston. And Houston population demographics map. Um, we're gonna just kind of take one quick gander, and this is what kind of I was like, I mean, could they? Is it that big a deal? Here, I'll make this bigger. So, if you're looking at this map of Houston, one, let me let you know that District 18, I can't tell you exactly because I always forget because it's such an odd shape. But it basically goes from right here, around here, up here, cut out a chunk here, comes up, and it is a very interestingly drawn map. But what I wanted to show here, we're actually going to go to this website so that we can see it. Share this. Okay. I hate that I'm kind of. Okay. I'm going to have to run in a second because I have some team members that need to talk to me. So, um, all right. So here we are. These are the 2020 demographics, right? So remember, like that video said, technically we're not supposed to look at this again until 2030. The redistricting thing, but they're wanting to speed it up, get it done because in the midterms, they want to have more seats, right? They want to retain a majority in the House. And like, this is the stuff that's just like, bro, that's so petty. Like, y'all sitting here playing chess with people's lives. That's so silly. But either way, what I found interesting was that Houston it is just generally, and I looked up the Dem versus Republican map as well, liberal versus conservative. Yes, we do have a good portion that are conservative leaning liberal or liberal leaning conservative. But the vast majority of the population in the Houston metro area either is liberal or leans liberally, right? Which right now supposedly is under the Democratic Party, which at some point we're also going to look at how we have a two-party system, whether it makes sense. I haven't decided what I think, but I do think that like part of what's causing all of this tomfoolery is like we're playing on teams. Like we're playing teams, like a championship. Like it's a fucking bracket. Can I curse on here? I don't know. I'll find out. But it's a bracket, which is causing a racket. But like if you think about how football, the NFL or the NBA is set up, they okay, so that's fun. It holds on to the stream. If the stream cuts out, I've decided to start eating. I'm hungry. Um, so I really do have to jet out. I've got some team members that are looking for me. So I'm gonna finish. We're gonna look at this update for redistricting, and then I'll come back tomorrow and we'll dig deeper into redistricting. So I'll finish my thought. What I was saying is I almost wonder, like, is the juice really worth the squeeze in fighting too hard at this redistricting thing or believing that it's necessary to fight this hard? And I mean that genuinely. Like, and that's why I want to research it because I may be missing something. I am not a political science major. I'm a communications major, former journalist, baby. Like, research is what I can do. And so I do think that my computer doesn't like how much firepower this requires. So I am right that I'm going to have to go get a new computer, um, or use a different computer, really. So, okay, I'm sharing my screen. That's what I'm doing. We're going to do this really quick. Hopefully, my computer will allow us to be great. Okay. All right. So,
Hello, it's Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Thanks to your support, House Democrats defied political gravity. We flipped 10 Republican held seats
I
in
know. So,
Alabama,
I'm
California,
trying to
Louisiana, New York, and
flip
Oregon
it. Hold on.
last year. Now we need to lay the groundwork to finish erase the extreme MAGA Republican majority
Gosh.
in 2026. Here's the thing, just about empty.
Okay.
Back to today's video. Today is Wednesday, July 30th, 2025. And today we are coming at you with a brand new congressional map out of the state of Texas, going full force into the 2026 midterm elections. If you've been watching for a while, you remember that Texas and the Texas Republican delegation has been calling for a brand new congressional map ahead of what they expect to be a Democratic wave year in the 2026 midterm elections. A lot of conversation surrounding whether or not Texas will be gerrymandered into oblivion for the Democratic Party, and today we have our answer. Now, I have a video coming out later today talking about how Democrats, despite the Texas gerrymander, will likely retain House control. And I want you to understand that that is what I believe and maintain throughout this video. But I actually recorded that yesterday because I wasn't expecting to have time today talking about the Texas map. I didn't expect the Texas map to be released this morning. So I'm now actually here, rushed to my laptop, popped open, and realized here. Texas 9th,
Okay.
Texas 32nd, Texas 32 Republican districts. But the question now is, to what degree are options? But in terms of what has actually changed from point A to point B, meaning 2024 to 2026, we can actually see visualized here. Texas 9th, Texas 32nd, Texas 35th, Texas 28th, and Texas 34th all see substantive changes from being Democratic districts to Republican districts. But the
Mm,
question now is, to what degree are these districts going to be drawn, and to what degree do Republicans actually win them?
I do not
When I
have the
looked at
time
this
for
map
this.
here and the numbers that were released, the map and also the list of congressional districts with incumbents being faced up against each other, you can see they are asking for challenges between Democrats in some of these districts and drawing out some Democrats in areas where they just simply know that it's going to be more difficult for them to win in the future. Looking at the Texas map here, we're working with, yes, a lot more red seats than normal, but not necessarily being entirely unwinnable for the Democratic Party. Allow me to explain. When you take a look at these districts in specific, you have Texas 9th, Texas 32nd, and Texas 35th that are more than likely
17.
going to be the districts that move in favor of the Republican Party. They go from Harris plus 20 in Texas 9th to Trump plus 15. Texas 32nd goes from Harris plus 24 to Trump plus 16. Texas 35 goes to Harris plus 34 to Trump plus 10. Those previous Democratic vote sinks that we saw in Texas in the 2024 map have now been turned into cracked districts, building out the Republican Party's vote share. But those seats I do think will go to the Republican Party. They more likely than not will win those 3 seats, seeing 30, 40-point swings in just 2 elections. But what we will see is that there are 2 districts in specific that I am quite interested in, Texas 28 and Texas 34. Now, looking on the map here, you might recognize these districts along the Rio Grande Valley and across southern Texas. Texas 34 went to Gonzales by 2.6%. Texas 28 went to Cuellar by 5.6%. These 2 districts were won by Democrats by narrow margins in the last election. And so the argument for the Republicans are that if they take Cuellar's district, which went from Trump plus 7 to Trump plus 10, Cuellar would lose in the next cycle. And if you take Trump plus 4 in the Texas 34th district and make it Trump plus 10, Gonzales loses in the next election. The 35th district, 44 you out of the maps in states like Maryland, more so in Illinois, more so in percentage points. Ohio ended up still voting 5 seats for the Democrats. Yes, the 9th district went from, again, reminder that Republicans will.
Okay. So this is a guy, I'm gonna actually follow him because I've seen a video of his before, and I like things like this where they have maps. Let me make sure that this video is still recording. Yep. And I'm talking. I'm not talking. Okay, maybe I'm talking now. We'll stop sharing because so I really have to head out. But the I like that channel because that guy tends to have some really cool maps that explain what all is going on. So, like I'm such a visual learner, so being able to see those, so I'm definitely gonna watch that video in full. I encourage you to watch the video in full. I think I saved it. Let me make sure I saved it to the civics playlist. Jeez Louise, Bob. Okay. Like there's so many things open on my computer right now. It has been that kind of week. I am not complaining. I am just saying. Okay, so it's now under the Civic Life playlist. So if you want to check it out, check it out. When I come back in tomorrow, I'll give like a rundown of like a synopsis of what I saw. But it felt like he was kind of saying what I was saying, which was, there's only but so much that can be done, particularly when you just take out the whole Republican Democrat mess, because it is a mess. It's been a mess. It's just getting messier. Uh, and when you take out political parties and you look at human beings, individuals, what we want to do is live. We just want to live. So I don't care if you're purple, blue, pink. I just want to live and I want to live peacefully. I want to find my joy on this earth as best I can. Life is not easy. Don't nobody need any complications, right? And so when you look at what's going on right now, it doesn't really it doesn't matter what political party you're part of. You're frustrated because there's so much going on that is posing as distractions from your own life, right? And so I just have faith in humanity. I have faith in humanity. I have faith in this nation of people that I have befriended, that we are really not trying to do a whole lot of confusion for too much longer, right? And so I almost wonder if the juice is worth the squeeze. I'm still there when it comes to this redistricting thing. Tomorrow I'm going to dig a lot deeper into it and take a look at it. I'm going to see if I can find the current Texas maps. I wasn't clear whether they passed that or presented it, right? It seems to me, because I don't feel like I've missed anything. I think this is still going to be discussed and still needs to be voted on and all of that. But I am gonna take a look at it when I get back in tomorrow and dig deeper into like what it is now, what it is they're looking for. I can't wait to show y'all that because what the districts look like right now, and it is a result of gerrymandering, they look crazy. Like, and when you think about the areas that it represents and like the fact that these like you can gerrymander, your nose out, but what we're talking about at the core is who is going to be like who is someone going to represent on the national stage. It has to be logistically make sense. Okay. I am getting called in every direction, so I gotta go.